Most people assume that getting a decent surround sound setup means spending a small fortune or cluttering the room with massive, ugly plastic boxes. But then you stumble across something like this little 5-piece kit, and it makes you rethink the whole approach. It is a passive system, which means it is not going to do anything on its own. You will need to have an amplifier or an AV receiver ready to go, and you will definitely need to pick up your own speaker wire since nothing is included in the box. It is a bit of a chore to set up, but once you have everything wired up, the result is actually pretty surprising for the size. What really catches the eye first is the look. There is this classic wood grain finish that feels a lot more intentional than the usual cheap black plastic you see everywhere. It has a bit of a vintage charm that sits nicely on a bookshelf or mounted on a wall without screaming for attention. Because these are compact, you have a lot of freedom to move them around until the soundstage feels right for your specific room layout. It is not often you find gear that tries to look like furniture rather than a piece of tech. Now here is the thing about the performance. You get 4 identical bookshelf speakers and a dedicated center channel. That center speaker is the real hero here. It does a surprisingly good job of pulling dialogue out of the mix, so you are not constantly reaching for the remote to turn the volume up during quiet scenes and down during action sequences. It keeps voices crisp and anchored right where they should be. The 4 surround speakers handle the rest of the heavy lifting, and for a setup that fits into such a small footprint, the output is punchy. It is not going to shake the foundation of your house, but for a bedroom or a smaller media space, it fills the room with a surprisingly wide soundstage. Of course, it is not perfect. Since these are passive, the quality of your experience is going to depend heavily on the amplifier you pair them with. If you use a cheap, underpowered amp, you are not going to get the best out of these. Also, the lack of included cables is a bit of a nuisance, especially if you are excited to get everything running the moment it arrives. You will want to make sure you have a spool of wire ready before the delivery truck shows up. Ultimately, this is a solid choice if you want to move away from a basic soundbar without committing to a massive, expensive home theater overhaul. It is a bit of a project to get it all connected, but for the price and the aesthetic, it is a fun way to get proper surround sound into a room without turning it into a tech lab. If you appreciate that retro look and want something that actually helps you hear what people are saying on screen, this is definitely worth a look.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.